Hello, Matt Man back with you. This is going to be part 2 of my world coin sort. It's 11 pounds of world coins that I purchased off a reputable dealer on eBay, someone I've dealt with before. So, to recap part 1, I took and sorted all the coins based on country in alphabetical order, starting with Argentina, going all the way to Zimbabwe. I found a few little side finds on the way, and we'll get to those right now. So my first side find is a 1948 Denver Jefferson nickel. Shouldn't even be in this thing, but just look at the condition on that. Even this close-up lens doesn't do the coin justice. Got it on my microscope. Look how clear that date is. Just all around a nice sharp coin. This is a $19 coin in the book for an MS65. Now, these sold, you don't even consider full steps, but you know, there's some steps there. I'm going to call this a $5 coin. Next up is this medal of the United States Mint Independence Hall in Philadelphia. Now, I don't think this medal was put out by the mint. I think it is of the mint. And it's got a commemorative date of August 14th, 1969 on it. I don't know the significance of that, but it is a nice sharp coin. And on the reverse, remember the reverse is always opposite of where the date is. It's a nice United States mapped and blazoned over an eagle's chest. I like that. That is a nice. That's going straight into my metals collection tokens. Here's another good luck token. These things are common, but the 1968D coin in there is, you know, a good coin. There's billions of them made, but you know, it's nice and sharp, and all the aluminum's in good shape. All in all, a nice thing that's also going into my metals collection. I'm going to call that a buck. I'm going to call that mint token a buck, and then I'm going to save this Morgan dollar for the end here. All right, now to go through these, I'm going to go country by country and arrange them by denomination and date, and then check them against my collection. So that's over here, and I'll get to that in a little while. So we'll start with the Argentinian coins. I'm going to spread them out. I'll show you the result. Okay, so I sorted these coins here based on denomination. So it's 1 centavo, 5 centavos, 10, 20, 25, and a peso over here. And then the oldest on top, that's a 1914. So what I'm going to do is compare these new ones to, these are the coins that I have on my collection. And I'll be back and show you the difference. These here, this is a 1 centavo, 1941, don't have one. This is 10 centavos. The one I had is from 38. This one's from 14. They're both the same type. That's what that KM number is. Tells you what type it is. I'm going to replace that one. This is a 20 centavo from 1949. Don't have one of those. And this is a 10 centavo reform coinage, 1970. I don't have one of those. And I'm going to replace this 1 peso from 75 because it's in better shape. So these are the more modern ones. To get in the book, it's basically 1980s and before. Here's my book, 1980s and before. Everything else goes into an envelope. And I just want one example of each. So I have one of all those. So by looking in the book, I know that this is That's a 5 centavo copper nickel. That's 25 centavo copper nickel. They're not worth hardly anything. I'm going to throw them in a container I got copper nickel. And then these 10 centavos and this extra 1 peso are aluminum bronze. I'm going to go ahead and throw them in the aluminum bronze. I'm going to take care of these and I'm going to come back. All right, here I ended up with 3 additions and 2 replacements. So these 2 down here represent the replacements. These are either new or the new replacement. And they've got to go on the page. Now I just increased my number of coins by 3. So I need to go on my site here and I'll change Argentina from 10 to 13. I'm going to start now and just do a real good sort, do a bunch of countries at once and come back when I have a bunch of good stuff to show you. I will look at all the coins, separate them by denomination and date, and then I will compare them to the book over there and to my collection over here. And I want the best example of each type of coin in the book. The ones I replace will just go in a stack over here. And I'll come back with you when I have something good to show you. I am now through the B's, and I'm going to show you Brazil. So then I get to Brazil, and I really did well. A lot of nice old ones. So this is a 20 Reese's. It's a 1869 fumble. And this is a 100 Reese's. It's a 1871 coin. And this is a 200 Reese's from the same area, and this is 1887. And all 3 of those coins are from the time of the Brazilian Empire. 1896, they became a republic. So this is a 200 Reese's coin that replaced it. Kind of cool. All nice 1800 coins. And I have a 1901 100 Reese's, again from the Republic, but this is doesn't go into my collection. I already have a better one. So I think that's the best focus there. Nice looking coin. This is the one. This is the one I had. It's in a little better shape. And then I had that set from the British Virgin Islands, and I think it's pretty sharp. I mean, it's all from the same year, 1973. You know, they all got the Queen and animals. So I'd like this set. So we'll put that in the collection there. All right. right, back when I have more. All right, I'm back, and I've been all the way through France or the French possessions, French Polynesia specifically. So I got a few I want to show you, and then I'm done with my first book. So here, this is a from Colombia, 5 centavo, 1935, made out of copper nickel. Next are 2 Cuban coins. So I got a 1 centavo and a 5 centavo, 1920, 1916. And they're both copper nickel again. This is a 2 cent from the East Caribbean states. And it's got a pretty nice picture of our recently deceased queen. Yeah, I like it. 1960 only, but it's a nice piece of copper. Okay, next is this is from Ecuador. $1928, 10 centavo. This is made out of nickel, a little better. Nice looking coin. Now I get a lot of these. These are Napoleon III. This one's 1855 again. I'm going to upgrade my collection with this one. Let's see. Nice coin, 1855, like that. All right, this is a more modern French, right before World War II, so it's still made out of aluminum bronze. Still got Liberty on it. 50 centimeters. Now this is a occupation French coin for the Vichy French, and so Liberty, the head of Liberty, has been replaced by an axe, and the coin is only made out of aluminum now. I think later on I'll do a thing showing all the French coins of the period and show how the metals and changed with the invasions, and tells a nice little story. This I'm showing because I never had it before, and this fills a nice spot. 10 francs from France right after World War II. 1948. Here's should have put this one before that. This one is a 2 franc between the wars, made out of aluminum bronze. Nice coin. All right, what I'm going to do now is get those into my book here, and then that will wrap up this book, and then I'll be back with the second book and It just goes Germany, Great Britain, and Greece, and that takes up a lot of room. So there's not much in the second book. Still pretty full, though. I finished G, H, and I. Just a few letters, but a whole lot of countries. I'm going to start. I show this in part 1, but I cannot identify it. Now, that is not the traditional English shield. So if you look at that, I pulled one here. And if you look at the shield there, it's split into 8 quadrants, up and down, right, left, and then 2 diagonals in the shield. This one only has the diagonals. And on the other side, totally worn, but so it was meant to be hung, and if you look, it looks like a figure standing. But I can't get a date off it. I can't get anything. Just a nice piece of copper. So on the other hand, I have this one. I showed this one before. It shows, I think that's Britannia. And if you look at the shield, it is the same as the shield on this modern British, sort of modern British coin. But it's the same person. They got the same staff, you got the same shield, but on this one, all right, so now I'm going to look and I'm going to do a traditional English alignment, which is a middle alignment, which is horizontal. Do it like this, but it's not right. It's a quarter turn over. So if you look at that, that's right side up, that's right. You do a horizontal flip, and we're 90 degrees off. I've never seen that before. Mystery. A couple of German coins for you. This is from the Empire, pre-World War I, 10 Pfennig. And I've always liked that design on the back of it. 1908. And then we have what everybody likes to see here. This has got to be my best Third Reich coin. I can't say the N word or YouTube will get me in trouble. 2 Pfennig. Nice coin. All right, this one. So this is from England. If you look on the back, very clearly in Latin, that's George II. So pre-American Revolution from Greece, shot by a low caliber weapon. And if you look, it hit right in the center of the 10. For 10, I think it's Lepa. And so, again, not worth anything because of the dam. A couple coins from Hungary. I don't think these are going to show up very well. That's early 1900s. And I'll put out better pictures on them for all these. I've never seen these before. So these are World War II era, right here, and they were on the Axis side. Okay, so this is Italy between the wars. 1931. That's going to be whoever the King of Italy was at the time. One of my favorite coins, 20 centavo. Very nice. I would think that would be not Art Deco, but Art Nouveau. And last, this is more modern Italian, Pegasus, 10 lira. All right. So I got my last book to do. We're now through with book 2. I'll bring out book 3. That'll bring us all the way to the end, to Zimbabwe. See you later. Alright, I'm back after a few days of sorting through this stuff. So I got a few good ones to show you. I'm all the way through Zimbabwe, so we're going to wrap this up. Alright, this is a 1 penny from Jamaica. Got old King George VI on there with his crown on. Okay, now we got 3 coins from Japan. What I want to show you here is this one here is from Yashihito, and it is a 1920 5-sen. And then this one is from Hirohito. This is 1939, just before the start of World War II. And then after World War II, during their defeat, after the defeat, went to aluminum coins. Previous one was a 10-sen. This is also a 10-sen. And then later on in the reform, they moved it over to yen. And then these 3 here are Netherlands. And we have so the first one there is from 01, pre-World War I. Then the next one is from just before World War II. And then the last one is during the German occupation. And that's made out of either zinc or iron. Okay, this is Portugal, 50 centavos. And it's funny how they also have Liberty on their coinage. This is South Africa. Here's good old King George the VI, but he doesn't have his crown on, which is usually the case for overseas. And this is South Africa. And this is one from Southern Rhodesia, and 6pence. And there he is with his crown on. So I don't know. Probably each country decides. So this is pretty interesting here. This is from Tatarstan, and it's where, you know, the Tartars are from. It's where we get steak tartare. It's where we get tartare sauce. But this is not money. This is a token to buy a piece of bread, or a loaf of bread, I would imagine. So it's actually in the book, but it's actually labeled as a token. The only other one was for fuel, I guess was for a gallon of gas. So that's interesting. Here is Togo. I just found this to be a nice, good looking coin. Like that long antlered gazelle or whatever it is. Pretty neat. Okay, so proof. Not really worth anything. Its description in the book is a little weird. But you know, it's worth 50 cents. It is a 50-cent piece after all. And last and probably least, I got a dozen no-date buffalo nickels that have been nickodated. A chemical is over the date to try to get the date to come out, and that pretty much renders it worthless. The value of the metal in these is 8 cents a piece. So I'm going to get this cleaned up, and then I'll be back with a wrap-up. All right, we're going to wrap this up now. These are the books with the main collection in it. Just some supplies. These are the modern coins, all in envelopes. Those are the reference materials, more reference. There's a computer. We'll get to that in a second. So what I have here is all the coins that, if they're in 2x2s, they came out of the book. So I replaced all of those, and they're not worth throwing back. They're still good coins. And the ones not in the 2x2s are better coins. All right, I'm going to give you a recap here. We're going to start with this 48D Jefferson nickel that was in such good shape. I'm giving that $5. On the commemorative half, I did some more research on it. You know, I was going to put $5 on it, but I'm just going to go $3. The 12 Buffalo nickels, no dates, I'm putting those at $0.25 a piece. That seems to be the general price out there. The 2 nice copper coins is $1 a piece. The 2 tokens, again, another $1 a piece. Now we get to the meat. I put in 84 additions into the book, and I value those at 50 cents a piece, so that's $42. And then I had 24 newer editions. Those are the ones in the envelopes. I don't value those very high. I just put a dime on those. The 100% nicer extras, I gave $0.25 a piece. Those are the ones on the table here. And I had 8 new countries I put in. So, God, that's worth something to me. So I said 50 cents a piece. That's $4. And then there's the cost of in the junk. I just threw it all in the middle. So the nickel is 11 ounces at $3 a pound. That's $2.06. Now, it's $10 a pound when you buy it by the metric ton, pure, as a commodity. So I don't know why the big difference there. Then you got nickel bronze, a little bit there, copper nickel, quite a bit there. The bronze and the brass, no silver. So that comes out to $194. $100.94. I paid $105.50, so it cost me $4.56 for. All right, last thing. Part of that lot was a Morgan dollar. Now, why in the heck was a Morgan dollar in a lot like this? It's not magnetic. It's within 1/3 of a gram of being in the weight. It just doesn't ring right. So I'm going to take it to a dealer at some point and look at it, but I can't count it. I think that's a counterfeit coin. Sure is a nice one. So if you guys are still here, that means you kind of liked it. And so go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the notification, subscribe, do all the good stuff to help me launch this channel. I'll be back.